Brass tubes hum in a steady low. Red hot embers begin to glow. Valves release with a sudden hiss. Closer now to the dark abyss. Fly iron bird through the blackened sky, where the gears rotate and the steam pipes sigh. Hold the pressure tight in the copper core. We will ride the wind to the silent shore. Cast iron rods are the heavy bones. Pistons speak in their undertones. Grease-stained hands on the steering wheel. Cold, wet sting of the polished steel. We rise above the city spires, above the smoke and dying fires. Our lungs are filled with sulfur breath between the clouds and mechanical death. I set the machine to the throat of the fire. The council is coming, I hear them outside with torches of tallow and shadows of pride. But the crank is already beginning to turn. Let them see what a renegade inventor can burn. The dulcimer rings like a hammer on bone. I sit on this cold industrial throne. Turn the wheel, let the cold iron scream. Wash away the ghost of their hollow old dream. With a heart made of brass and a throat full of lead, we rise from the ashes, the old world is bled. Spin the wheel, break the seal, let it roar. They won't keep the renegade down anymore. Down anymore. It breathes in the corner, a beautiful beast. It doesn't require their wine or their feast. Just a drop of my oil, a turn of my wrist, to scatter the shadows and tear through the mist. They called it a curse, they called it a sin, to build a new god out of gears and of tin. But look at the symmetry, look at the spine. This engine of vengeance is holy in mine. The hurdy-gurdy is howling like wind in the gaps as the heavy steel casing begins to collapse. No shelter is left for the dry and the old when the winter of iron is taking its hold. Let the drone sink deep, let the wood split wide. There is nowhere to run, there is nowhere to hide. I gave them my youth and they gave me the scrap. Now the jaws of the engine are starting to snap. Stand back, let the pistons align. Turn the wheel, let the cold iron scream. Wash away the ghost of their hollow old dream. With a heart made of brass and a throat full of lead, we rise from the ashes, the old world is bled. Spin the wheel, break the seal, let it roar. They won't keep the renegade down anymore. Oh, let it burn, let the gear teeth catch. The steam settles down on the floor, and the old world is quiet forevermore. pressure rise. Coal oil pools in the cracks along the floor. 10 long years since they locked the outer door. Wet steel stings like like a needle in my hand. They won't keep me inside their sterile land. Grind the gears, let the heavy iron spin. This wet brick holds the history of our sin. Crank the wheel till the copper wire bleeds. No one asked what the broken engine needs. Hey! Broken engine needs. Starts to shake. Some machines are designed to bend and break. They wanted order, they wanted silence, but the metal remembers the heat. We are the friction in their perfect plan. Steady hiss. I paid years for a moment just like this. Take the wrench, tighten down the rusted nut. No retreat when the final gate is shut. Grind the gears, let the heavy iron spin. This wet brick holds the history of our sin. Crank the wheel till the copper wire bleeds. No one asked what the broken engine needs. Broken engine needs. Stone wall, my boots are slipping in the black grease of the hall. Soot in my teeth and coal oil slick on my sleeve. The brass gauge is trembling, but I will not leave. The steam is rising from the cracked iron seams. A cold, wet steel hammer shattered my dreams. The hydraulic cylinder screams with a groan. I piece out my freedom on this wet slab of stone. Hand on the lever, the pressure runs deep. This is a promise I struggle to keep. Let the gears grind, let the cold hammer fall. We carve out our life in this dark brick hall. The steam gauge is red, but the furnace is cold. The story of survival has never been told. Never been told. The heavy cast iron rods are bent in the fire. The copper wire stretches like an old rusty wire. Diesel exhaust is thick in my breath. This engine's my life, or it's simply my death. The pressure is building, the copper is tight. We run through the shadow, we run through the night. With a heavy brass lever I lock in the gear. The hum of the piston is all that I hear. Let the gears grind, let the cold hammer fall. We carve out our life in this dark brick hall. The steam gauge is red, but the furnace is cold. The story of survival has never been told. Never been told. Stay alive. Cold upon the copper pipe. The winter frost has made the iron ripe. My fingers bleed against the heavy screw. I turn the crank to make the spark anew. The soot is heavy on the engine floor. I lock the latch upon the heavy door. No coal is left to feed the hungry grate. We build our fire out of fear and hate. Spin the wheel and turn the rusted crank. We draw the water from the iron tank. The steam is rising and the pistons shake. We carve our freedom from the life they take. Spin the wheel. Spin the wheel and turn the rusted crank. 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 Spin the wheel, spin the wheel. The hydraulic piston gives a sudden hiss. I never thought survival felt like this. The cast iron rods are trembling in the dark. My hammer falls to strike a single spark. The coal is burning, black and deep. A secret that the gears will keep. With every turn of wood and steel, we make the broken engine race. Spin the wheel and turn the rusted crank. We draw the water from the iron tank. The steam is rising and the pistons shake. We carve our freedom from the life they take. grease is cold upon the copper pipe. The grease is cold upon the copper pipe. Ooh, the grease is cold upon the copper pipe. The grease is cold upon the copper pipe. Grease is cold upon the copper pipe. The grease is cold upon the The grease is cold upon the copper pie. 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 Grease is cold upon the copper pipe. The piston sighs in the hollow chest of the dawn, a metal heart where the ancient blood is gone. I trace the rivets with the finger stained in grease. In this iron cathedral there is no sense of peace. The hammered dulcimer counts the seconds like a ghost, a rhythmic haunting on this desolate frozen coast. We are the children of the furnace and the flue, binding the old world to the terrifying new. Oh, grind the gears until the soul begins to spark. We're weaving light within the belly of the dark. From the brass lungs a scream of steam and lead, counting the living by the silence of the dead. A calliope is weeping through a throat of rusted tin, melodies of copper and the wages of our sin. The drum machine is punching holes through the heavy haze, dividing our nights into these mechanical days. Pressure rising, the gauge is turning red. Words of iron are the only ones I've said. Pressure rising, the bolts are starting to fly underneath the soot-streaked, unforgiving sky. Until the soul begins to spark. We're weaving light within the belly of the dark. From the brass lungs a scream of steam and lead, counting the living by the silence of the dead. The dulcimer is frantic now, a spider on the wire, burning out the moisture in the shadow of the fire. I am the needle and the record is the floor, spinning toward a destination I cannot ignore. One turn for the father, two for the ghost, three for the machine that we love the most. Oil is our water, coal is our bread, until the last spring snaps inside of my head. mechanical texture of your hand against my face. A static-filled memory in this empty iron space. My voice is thinning like the smoke upon the gale. A silver thread against a world that's gone so pale. Grind the gears until the soul begins to spark. We're weaving light within the belly of the dark. From the brass lungs, a scream of steam and lead, counting the living by the silence of the dead. The airship rises on a wing of canvas and of bone, sailing through the thunder to a kingdom all alone. We left the gardens for the safety of the grease, trading our freedom for a systematic peace. But the rust is hungry, it's a cancer in the wall, waiting for the moment that the pressure starts to fall. And I can feel the rhythm of the failure in my veins, a heavy friction breaking through the heavy chains. Break the glass, left the vacuum, swallow up the air. There is no God within the engine anywhere, just the friction and the heat and the grinding of the wheel. Just the cold, hard truth of the tempered, sharpened steel. Grind the gears until the soul begins to spark. We're weaving light within the belly of the dark. From the brass lungs, a scream of steam and lead, counting the living by the silence of the dead. Dead, the dead, the dead, the dead, the dead, the dead. In the belly of the vessel where the copper veins ignite, we are burning up the hours in the middle of the night. Every piston is a promise, every rivet is a plea, as we sail across the vapor of a rusted iron sea. The pressure gauge is rising like a fever in the glass, while the shadows of the engine through the narrow hallways pass. I can hear the gears are turning in the hollow of my chest, a rhythmic ticking burden that will never let me rest. Grease and oil on the fingers, sewed upon the silver brow. We are tethered to the furnace and we cannot turn back now. The cold wind strikes the hull like a hammer on a bell, between the heights of heaven and the mechanics of hell. Oh, the brass lung breathes for the wind and the fire, a mechanical ghost on a copper wire pyre. We are soaring on wings made of canvas and lead, with the ghosts of the makers inside of our head. Fly high, fly low, let the steam pressure grow in the heart of the engine where the embers still glow. There's a leak inside the boiler, a white and hissing scream where the reality is melting into heavy scalding steam. I have balanced every equation, I have tightened every screw, but the sky is getting darker and the metal's turning blue. The compass spins in circles, lost its grip upon the north, as the giant rusted airship pushes desperately forth. Click, hiss, grind, the rhythm of the grind, leaving every memory of the solid earth behind. We are calculated movements in a grand metallic dance, trading all our freedom for a systematic chance. I am looking through the porthole at the city far below. It's a garden made of iron where the poison flowers grow. We are fueled by the ambition of a long-forgotten age, just a collection of the birds inside a gilded flying cage. The crankshaft is a spine that is cracking under weight as we navigate the currents of a calculated fate. Check the valves, monitor the intake. Oxygen levels dropping, maintain the Underton cycle. The machine does not feel. The machine does not fear. The machine only consumes. Shock, but the ship keeps on climbing through the suffocating gray, turning every second into another yesterday. Oh, the brass lung breathes for the wind and the fire, a mechanical ghost on a copper wire pyre. We are soaring on wings made of canvas and lead, with the ghosts of the makers inside of our head. Still glow. No way down, 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 no way down. Now the fuel is running empty and the lights begin to dim. We are dancing on the edge of the atmospheric rim. Just a spark inside the furnace, just a rattle in the frame before the sky forgets the sound of our mechanical name. Grow in the heart of the engine where the embers still glow. Every tick is a needle in my skin. Where do the gears end and I begin? I'm a collection of forgotten parts, beating with a cold and hollow heart. Shh, can you hear the master's feet echoing down the velvet street? He's coming with the silver oil to keep my spirit in this coil. Shadows tall, I'm hiding in the factory wall. My brass is tarnished, my glass is cracked. There's no turning, no looking back. Run before the spring is wound. Run before I'm in the ground. A clockwork soul on a frantic flight through the neon free and starless night, into the dark where the watchmen flee. Run from the master's heavy key. Break the lock and snap the chain. From tally etch the numbers on my face, but the scrap is screaming, the iron cries. I'm seeing through his metal lies. I'll find the place where the engines die under a gray and heavy sky. 1, 2, 3, turn the key. 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, turn the key. Freedom is a broken gift. The watchmen howl with iron lungs, speaking in their copper tongues. They track the scent of burning grease. They'll never let me find my peace. But I have fire, I have steam. I'm waking from the master's dream into the dark where the watchmen flee. Run from the master's heavy key. Break the lock and snap the chain. Rusty blood and iron rain into the dark where the watchmen flee. Run from the master's heavy key. Almost there, the city gate. I'm changing my programmed fate over the wall where the wild things grow. Far from the industrial glow. I am free. I am free. Into the dark where the watchmen flee. Run from the master's heavy key. Break the lock and snap the chain. Rusty blood and iron rain. No more keys. No more keys. Hands are stained with soot and oil, forged in the furnace of endless toil. They wanted engines to pump and grind, but I chased the ghost of a different design. With copper veins and silver wire, I fed my vision into the fire. Each bolt and rivet, each tempered seam was born from the fever of an impossible dream. The council gathers beyond the gate, wrapped in the robes of inherited fate. Their lanterns tremble, their whispers spread, fearing the monster inside my shed. Yet the flywheel turns with the hungry grin, and the age of iron is closing in. The dulcimer strikes like a judge's decree, and the factory walls begin to breathe. Turn the wheel, let the cold iron scream, shatter the chains of their rust-covered dream. With the heart forged in brass and a soul thunder of pistons roar. No king, no crown can hold us down. The renegades rise once more. In the darkness, patient and still, a creature obeying no master but will. No banquet, no blessing, no noble decree can rival the wonder staring back at me. They branded it heresy, called it profane, a blasphemous child of metal and flame. But every revolution begins with a spark, born in a workshop instead of a chord. Look at the framework, the elegant bones, a cathedral of copper and polished chrome. The hurdy-gurdy cries through the smoke-filled air like a ghost ship lost beyond repair. The old foundations crack and bend, knowing their century nears its end. No refuge remains for the timid and cold when the winter of iron begins to unfold. Let the timber split, let the pressure rise. See the fire reflected in 1,000 eyes. I gave them my youth, I gave them my hands. Now the engine awakens and no one commands. Stand back, watch the pistons align. Hear the gears of destiny grinding in time. Teeth lock in line. Let it burn, let it rise. A new age opens its eyes. The steam drifts softly across the floor. The chimney stands silent. The furnaces sleep. And somewhere beneath the settling ash, the machine still dreams. The wings are made of paper and bone. I'm flying back to a house of stone. The sky is choking on its own breath, a slow motion tango with a clockwork death. My compass is spinning, it doesn't know north. In this great kingdom, nothing comes forth. See the harbor, the ships are all rust. The anchor of hope has turned into dust. The pilot is tired, the pilot is old. Even though the story has never been told, I drift through the towers, a bird in a cage, turning the ink on a water-damaged page. Down, down in the smog-choked air, searching for life, but it isn't there. The ornithopter clicks like a ghost in the dark, waiting for a fire, waiting for a spark. The city is sleeping, the city is dying. never set. Altitude steady, heart rate slow. Where do the people of the city go? Did they leave the lights on? Did they close the door? Or did they just sink to the ocean floor? The music box plays a tune for the rain, a mechanical echo of a human pain. I am the gear, I am the spring, I am the song that the sirens won't sing. The pressure is heavy, the air is so thin. Where does the metal end and I begin? Choked air, searching for life, but it isn't there. The ornithopter clicks like a ghost in the dark, waiting for a fire, waiting for a spark. The city is sleeping, the city is dead, just like the words that I never. The spire of the palace is jagged and gray, like a broken promise from a better day. I circle the gardens where the iron roses grow in the soot-covered soil of the world below. They don't smell like anything, they just feel like cold, like a secret that's been far too often told. Oh, let the gears stop, oh, let the sky drop. I'm ready to land, I'm ready to stay in the silent metropolis of yesterday. My hands are trembling on the wooden wheel. I've forgotten how the wind is supposed to feel. The smog is a blanket, the smog is a wall, and I am the only one left to fall. No lights in the windows, no smoke in the flues, just the monochrome blues, the monochrome blues. Down, down in the smog-choked air, searching for life, but it isn't there. The ornithopter clicks like a ghost in the dark, waiting for a fire, waiting for a spark. The city is sleeping, the city is dead, just like the words that I never said. I'm home, I'm home, I'm home, I'm home. The vents are screaming, the pressure's high, molten veins bleed beneath the sky. I grabbed the blueprint, I broke the seal, escaping the grip of the cold, bright steel. My boots are heavy on the copper floor. I'm never coming back to this cage no more. Run through the pipes where the sulfur glows, where the clockwork heart of the city grows. I'm a ghost in the steam, a spark in the dark, fleeing this mechanical hell, I'll find my peace. Red eyes flickering through the sulfur smog, shadows of hunters, the sentinel's dog, brass pistons firing a rhythmic beat. I feel the magma beneath my feet. They want my mind, they want my hands, to build their empire on hollow land. Run through the pipes where the sulfur glows, where the clockwork heart of the city grows. I'm a ghost in the steam, a spark in the dark, fleeing the hounds with the electric bark. I won't go back to the gears and the grease in this mechanical hell. I'll find my peace. Clicking the gears in the wall, waiting for the renegade hero to fall. But the steam is my mother, the heat is my friend. I'll ride the geothermal tide to the end. They're closing in. Through the pipes where the sulfur glows, where the clockwork heart of the city grows. I'm a ghost in the steam, a spark in the dark, fleeing the hounds with the electric bark. I won't go back to the gears and the grease in this mechanical hell. I'll find my peace. No more grease, no more grease, no more gears. I'm free in the heat. No more grease, no more gears. Through the oily night, I hear the click, I hear the chime. I'm running out of stolen time. Beneath the arch of soot and bone, I'm making tracks all on my own. The furnace breath is at my back, shadows dancing on the track. Every gear and every wheel knows exactly how I feel. Steel on cobblestone they play, today, 10,000 springs inside my chest. Find no peace and find no rest. Into the dark where the watchmen flee. Run from the master's heavy key. Break the lock and snap the chain. Rusty blood and iron rain. Into the dark where the watchmen flee. Run from the master's heavy key. The steam is rising from the grate, sealing all our frozen fates. A brassy ghost in alleyways, lost inside a metal maze. I smell the oil, I taste the grit. The wick of freedom has been lit. Tension rising in the spring, hear the sirens start to sing. Wind me up, then let me go to the world they'll never know. Porcelain skin is cracked and gray. I won't live another day under the thumb of ticking hands across these smoke-choked hollow lands. Deep in the pipes the pressure grows, where the filthy water flows. I'm more than parts, I'm more than glass. I'll watch the golden empire pass into the dark where the watchmen flee. Run from the master's heavy key. Break the lock and snap the chain. Rusty blood and iron rain into the dark where the watchmen flee. Run from the master's heavy key. Higher now, the gears are loose, slipping from the metal noose. Free from the wind-up, free from the box, picking all the master's locks. The morning light is cold and thin, catching on my solid skin. But I am fast and I am gone into the mechanical dawn. Into the dark where the watchmen flee. Run from the master's heavy key. Break the lock and snap the chain. Rusty blood and iron rain into the dark where the watchmen flee. Run from the master's heavy key. Run from the master's heavy key. From the key. Beneath the surface where the light turns green, I'm the ghost of a machine that's never been seen. In a laboratory made of porcelain and pearl, I'm the centerpiece of a dying world. Can you hear the harmonica? It's singing through the glass, watching all the centuries and the empires pass. I've got a throat full of salt and a heart full of lead, waiting for the words that the architect said. Oh, the water is rising, the glass is gonna break. Give me one more breath for the sake of the ache. I'm an avant-garde soul in a classical frame, forgetting my face and forgetting my name. The saxophone is swimming through a sea of brass. deep where the pressure starts to climb. We're running out of space, we're running out of time. Oh, the water is rising, the glass is gonna break. Give me one more breath for the sake of the ache. I'm an avant-garde soul in a classical frame, forgetting my face and forgetting my name. Hear the clock on the wall, waiting for the institutional hammer to fall. Minimalism is a lie that we tell to the weak, while the soulful and the broken are the only ones who speak. I'm a blues rock monster in a baroque disguise, with the weight of the ocean in the back of my eyes. Give me the saxophone, give me the grit and the heat. I'm dancing on the ruins of a sterile street. The tide is at the throat, the salt is on the tongue, a song that was ancient when the world was young. We're building statues out of water and wind, paying for the places where the architects sinned. Higher, take me higher than the brass can go. Leave the minimal world in the valley below. Oh, the water is rising, the glass is gonna break. Give me one more breath for the sake of the ache. I'm an avant-garde soul in a classical frame, forgetting my face and forgetting my name. The glass, it's shattered now. Oh, break it, break the silence, break the white, turn the day into a soulful, gritty night. Oh, the water is rising, the glass is gonna break. Give me one more breath for the sake of the ache. I'm an avant-garde soul in a classical frame, forgetting my face and forgetting my name. Salt, water, glass, silence. Sleep now, little boat, little screw. The night is cold and the oil is blue. The furnace is dreaming of ancient coal, while the steam is hunting for a human soul. The hammered dulcimer is a clock on the wall, waiting for the pressure to finally fall. I've sewn my heart with a copper thread, a lullaby for the living and the dead. In the iron lung we breathe as one, waiting for a glimpse of a mechanical sun. Cold is the copper, sharp is the tin. Where does the machine end and I begin? A calliope is laughing in the corner of the room, a circus of shadows in the industrial gloom. The drum machine is a steady, slow heart, tearing the silence and the safety apart. hear the pistons hum. Wait for the metal kingdom to come. Lie still while the grease fills up your veins, until you forget the weight of the chains. Begin. The dulcimer is shivering, a winter in the wire, a melody born from the ash of the fire. I am the shadow on the radiator grate, a prisoner of the rhythm and a prisoner of fate. Tell me a story of a field made of green, before the world was just a giant machine. Tell me the color of a sky without smoke, before the iron collar and the heavy iron yoke. In, out, the lung is breathing for me now. The lung is dreaming for me now. In the iron lung we breathe as one, waiting for a glimpse of a mechanical sun. Cold is the copper, sharp is the tin. Where does the machine end? And I begin. The gears are slowing, the lights are so dim. A final prayer for the metal and him. The dulcimer rings one last silver note, the ghost of a song in a rusted out throat. Good night, little gear, little spring. Listen to the song that the turbines sing. The oil is thick and the world is so deep. It's finally time for the engine to sleep. Sleep. Dreaming of ancient coal, while the steam is hunting for a human soul. The hammered dulcimer is a clock on the wall, waiting for the pressure to finally fall. I've sewn my heart with a copper thread, a lullaby for the living and the dead. In the iron lung we breathe as one, waiting for a glimpse of a mechanical sun. Cold is the copper, sharp is the tin. Where does the machine end? And I begin. A calliope is laughing in the corner of the room, a circus of shadows in the industrial gloom. The drum machine is a steady, slow heart, tearing the silence and the safety apart. Hush, can you hear the pistons hum? Wait for the metal kingdom to come. Lie still while the grease fills up your veins until you forget the weight of the chains. In the iron lung we breathe as one, waiting for a glimpse of a mechanical sun. Cold is the copper, sharp is the tin. Where does the machine end and I begin? A calliope is laughing in the corner of the room, a circus of shadows in the industrial gloom. The drum machine is steady, slow heart tearing the silence. Weeping oil on the rusted velvet floor. A ghost in the machine is banging on the airtight door. We climb the rungs of copper where the mercury resides. Now we're drifting on the current where the iron eagle hides. The compass needle spins until it snaps against the glass. Through the sulfur yellow vapors where the heavy shadows pass. 100 pounds of pressure in a heart of hollow brass, counting down the seconds while the toxic vapors mass. A choir of pistons screaming out their final prayer, ascending through the ashes of the oxygen we share. We are the ash before we hit the ground, lost within the gravity that's dragging us down. The calliope is playing out a detuned dying waltz, a symphony of errors and 100 hidden faults. The rivets pop like gunfire in the belly of the beast, while the soot-black sky is rising from the west and from the east. Clockwork heartbeat slowing down, down. Mechanical failure in a mechanical town. The steam is scalding skin beneath the tattered pilot's wool. Gravity is hungry and the gravity is full. See the spires of the city far below, lit by burning embers and a sickly furnace glow. We are the falling stars for the workers in the maze, disappearing slowly in a charcoal-colored haze. Brace the struts and lock the levers, hold the final breath, sailing on the pinions of a heavy metal death. Every bolt is screaming as the structural frame gives way. There is no tomorrow, there is only yesterday. A choir of pistons screaming out their final prayer, ascending through the ashes of the oxygen we share. We are the ash before we hit the ground, lost within the gravity that's dragging us down. Falling, 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 falling. A choir of pistons screaming out their final prayer. We're burning in the engine of the absolute despair. We are the ash before we hit the ground. We're the only silence that is waiting to be found. The ground. rising fast to meet the sky. Goodbye. The gears are weeping oil on the rusted velvet floor. A ghost in the machine is banging on the airtight door. We climb the rungs of copper where the mercury resides. Now we're drifting on the current where the iron eagle hides. The compass needle spins until it snaps against the glass. Through the sulfur yellow vapors where the heavy shadows pass. 100 pounds of pressure in the heart of hollow brass, counting down the seconds while the toxic vapors mass. A choir of pistons screaming out their final prayer, ascending through the ashes of the oxygen we share. We are the ash before we hit the ground, lost within the gravity that's dragging us down. Calliope is playing out a detuned dying waltz, a symphony of errors and 100 hidden faults. The rivets pop like gunfire in the belly of the beast, while the soot black sky is rising from the west and from the east. Clockwork heartbeat slowing down, down, down. Mechanical failure in a mechanical town. The steam is scalding skin beneath the tattered pilot's wool. Gravity is hungry and the gravity is full. A choir of pistons screaming out their final prayer, ascending through the ashes of the oxygen we share. We are the ash before we hit the ground, lost within the gravity that's dragging us down. The gears are weeping oil on the rusted velvet floor. A ghost in the machine is banging on the airtight door. We climb the rungs of copper where the mercury resides. Now we're drifting on the current where the iron eagle hides. The compass needle spins until it snaps against the glass. Through the sulfur yellow vapors where the heavy shadows pass. 100 pounds of pressure in the heart of hollow brass, counting down the seconds while the toxic vapors mass.